Hello everyone, and welcome back. This is the third video in our 5-part series. We've been discussing the major mistakes people make when deciding to embrace a vegan or plant-based lifestyle. In our first video, we briefly listed why processed vegan and plant-based food can be unhealthy. And today, we will dive a little deeper into those reasons and the products to either avoid completely or only eat in moderation. As some of you may know, my husband experienced a heart emergency and we had to embrace the plant-based lifestyle overnight. You can read our story over at our website, sadvegan.com. There was a lot of confusion when we first started, and even though we considered ourselves healthy, for some reason in my scrambling, we made some poor choices. One of those was processed foods. First though, what do we mean when we say processed? Processed food is defined as any food that's changed from its natural state. Okay, so basically, if you mash it, chop it, cook it, or mix it with something else, it becomes processed. Easy enough. Here are some of the most popular culprits: meat, cheese, milk, and snacks. Now, although these items are packaged to look like healthy alternatives to your animal-based favorites, they may not be doing your body any favors and possibly undoing all of your hard work. So why all the fake stuff? Why are we trying to replace meat with meat, cheese with cheese, or milk with milk? Well, it's because the Western diet relies heavily upon them. So it's only logical that large food companies would try to replicate these staples for the emerging plant-based crowd. There is a great deal of argument happening on the legalities of using these terms, which is why you are seeing the words plant-based popping up all over the place. So what qualifies a product to carry the label plant-based or vegan? These are products that do not contain any animal-derived ingredients. However, ingredients that are not of plant or animal origin are allowed as long as individually or combined, they do not exceed 10% of the product formula. Woo! Okay. So that pretty much means that a portion of the product can be man-made, also known as fillers. The labeling of products as plant-based has also led to another trend, selling products that are marketed as better for the planet. Some of them may very well be, however, there is an industry telling you swap this for this and that for that. Who really cares if it's healthy for you? It's healthy for the planet. So it's important to understand what you're eating and what you're being marketed. It is possible to both eat for your health and that of our earth. One of those is meat alternatives. They're everywhere these days. Restaurants are taking the easy road and swapping these guys into dishes and telling you, look, we have a plant-based option, when in reality, they're just giving you a product that was made in a lab and not necessarily a nutritious option. So what are these meat alternatives? They fall into two categories: plant-based proteins and cell-based proteins. Cell-based proteins are created using animal cells to grow meat, not exactly hitting those vegan aspirations, so let's look at plant-based proteins. Plant-based proteins are mainly comprised of plants, oil, salt, some containing up to 6 times more sodium than real meat, and extracts that are highly processed to add coloring, juiciness, and texture. This is where the 10% fillers come in. Bottom line, most meat alternatives are classified as ultra-processed foods. There are options you can make at home that allow you to control the ingredients and therefore will be less processed and contain way less sodium, which is a must for those battling illness. There are also tried and true veggie patty options that you can find in your local freezer aisle, but just be sure to read the label, as not all are created equal. Next up, fake cheese. Cheese is a hard thing to let go of when removing dairy. It's quite the staple in many diets, and there are vegan plant-based alternatives, some of which are highly processed, so it's important to read labels. What are they actually made of? They are usually comprised of vegetable proteins, including soy, nuts, oils, and starches for thickness like xanthan gum. Hello, filler. And almost all contain some level of sodium. Plant-based cheese is not a high source of protein and basically provides a way for those avoiding animal products to still have the taste of cheese when they so desire. That being said, think of plant-based cheese as a treat. We all enjoy pizza and nachos once in a while, right? Just make sure, like anything processed, it's consumed in moderation. Plant milk has absolutely taken off over the years in Western society, but they've really existed for centuries across many cultures. Dairy farmers are not too happy by their newfound status and use of the word milk. The FDA had to get involved this time and decided to allow these alternatives to carry the labeling milk. However, if the nutrient composition is different than that of milk, they must include a nutrient statement that shows this comparison. There are a dozen different kinds of plant milks, each offering a different flavor and texture. What are plant milks made of? Well, the plant itself, of course, water, sugar, micronutrients, and other ingredients to enhance flavor, because fillers always find their way in. Once the product has reached milk status, it can be sold in a variety of ways, each of which have their own fillers, sugar, and salt levels. If you consumed a good amount of cow's milk previously, finding a good milk alternative will make this transition smoother. Some plant milks are even being offered at your local coffee bar, so no need to say goodbye to your favorite latte. Just read labels and find one that is low in sugar and fillers so that you can still have your cereal or your morning yogurt. Let's talk snacks. We're talking crackers, cookies, chips, the munchy stuff. Snacks are probably the most highly processed food of all that we've discussed here. There are some really good brands out there giving it their all to be healthy. There are also some brands that you may love that also actually qualify as vegan. I'm not going to call them out by name, but many potato chips and candies technically are. We, however, are choosing this lifestyle for health reasons, so read the labels. Find the healthy snacks section in the grocery store and choose one with the least amount of ingredients if you must. Snacks and sweets can be a part of your life, but consider them as treats to be enjoyed every so often, not on a daily basis. Your new go-to snack should be fruits, veggies, and nuts. Or, if you must have a cracker, dip it in a nut butter or some hummus for a protein boost. Let's recap. Processed foods are an option for a vegan plant-based lifestyle. Not all are created equal, and you should read the labels to make sure you know what you're eating. All processed foods should be eaten in moderation to ensure success in meeting your health goals. Remember, don't be a sad vegan. It is possible to live a healthy, fulfilled life powered by plants. Give us a follow and join us for our next video, Skipping Supplements, for more insights, tips, and encouragement. And remember, you can do this.